All right, so here we go. So section 3, we're learning about the payroll register and the earnings records. And so if we want to think about section 1, section 2, they're kind of the training wheels to get us ready for the payroll register and then the earnings record. And so section 1, we figured out how much people earn and that kind of stuff. Section 2, we learned about taxes and how much we owe in taxes. And then section 3, we're going to put in this big fancy, official payroll document here. And so this is the payroll register. And so every time I figure out payroll, if I pay payroll once a week, every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever, I'm going to figure out a payroll register for all of my employees. And so, yeah, this is a new form every 2 weeks whenever I do taxes. The payroll earnings, or the earnings record here, is for each individual employee. So Bob's going to have one of these, and then Susan's going to have one of these. If I had 100 employees, I will have 100 of these forms. Obviously, most of the time it's digital now, and so you're not having to do this on paper. But back in the day when you had to do it on paper, it was a long, time-consuming process. So let's start with the payroll register, and we see here that we get the payroll register, and we've got to simplify things. We've only got 2 employees for this case, so we could have, if we go off the employee number here, we got 5 and 9, so probably at least 9 employees. But for this case, we're just doing it 2 employees to save some time. So you can see that they're married, the number of allowances they have. They've already figured out regular time and overtime. And so now we just got to figure out how much money do they earn in total, how much do they pay in taxes, and then how much do they actually get paid. We're going to write that check to them, how much they actually get paid for. So a couple things up here at the top, we have the semi-period or the semi-monthly period in it, and this is just basically when did the taxes or when did the payroll period end. So in our case, I'm looking in the book and it says July 15th, 2018. And don't worry about that if the format changes on that. And the date of payment is going to be the same day, so July 15th, 2018. Okay, and I'm always going to find that information in the book on page 355. So the next step then is I want to figure out how much did each of my employees earn. So I can simply, just like in section 1, go equal regular time plus overtime, and I can drag down. So I can figure out how much money they earn, and I'm good to go. Next step, I got to figure out federal income tax. And so I'm going to use the charts. And so up here at the top, just as a note, I'm going to put down charts. Social Security is 6.2%. Medicare is 1.45%. And then I'm going to use the book for this one. And other, it's also going to be the book as well. So the book will give me answers for column 7 and 8. So first of all, federal income tax. I'm going to save you some time. So Judy is going to owes $48, and Mike owes $95. Social Security tax, I'm going to go equal, and then I want to make sure that I multiply this by the same number. Sometimes it's easy to get confused with the columns. A lot of people like to go column 1, but it's the total. So I owe Social Security tax for both my regular income and my overtime income. So I'm going to go that amount times 0.062. Wait, oops, 0.062. There we go. That makes more sense, and I can just drag that down. And then my Medicare tax is going to be equal my total salary times 0.0145. And I can handle that down. And then finally, the next one is health insurance. And the book tells me on step 3 that they had, for each employee, withhold $60 for health insurance. So each employee owes $60 for their health insurance. And it's pretty common to have some health insurance deducted from a pay period, either every pay period or once a month. And so for this time, it's $60. All right. The book also tells me that I have $15 withheld for a U.S. savings bond. So both employees are saving some money for retirement, and so we're going to put $15 here and $15 there. And then this total for number 9 is a total for all of my deductions. So you see here I have earnings, and that's all my earnings, and then I have deductions and all my deductions there. So for instance, I'm going to color code this to make it easier. Ooh, let's go with that. So yellow, and then let's change this to green. All right, so I have earnings as one section, deductions as the other, and then finally net pay is that last little section there. And let's pick, let's do There you go. Okay, so I need to figure out my total deduction. So this is just going to be equal sum, and I can add up the whole green section here. And you don't need to change the colors on yours. You can if you like, but this just makes it a little easier to see for the work together problem. All right, so now for net pay, I'm going to take the total in earnings, the total in the yellow section, minus the total in the deduction section or the green section. So I'm going to go equal 1079 minus 205.54, and then I can just fill handle that down. And there we go. Net, we're about done. So we need to do one more thing with this, and we want to total this column. Now we only have 2 employees, but in a business where I have maybe 9 employees or 100 or 200 employees, I want to be able to total all this up and figure out what my totals are. So I'm going to equal SUM and then add these 2 rows. And then all I got to do is just fill handle that over. I know that changes the color there because we did the fill handle, but that's not the biggest concern there. There we go. And so my payroll register is done. If you can hear a growling in the background, my dog sees a cat outside, and she's excited because she wants to go chase the cat, but they're still on the ground, and so she's not going to go outside. So, but anyway, our payroll register is now done, and now I can go on to the earnings record, and here we go. So I have the earnings record, and so we're going to do this one for each employee. Now, to save time, we're only doing one for this particular case, but we'll go from here. So on this one here, so I have employee number, and I'm getting all this information from the book in step 3 on page 355. So employee number is 5. The rate of pay is $13 an hour. Let's see here. Last name is Hensley. First name is Judy. There's no middle initial from the book. Social security number is obviously a made-up number because they would never give us a real number. There we go. Her position is a sales clerk. Marital status is married. Withholding allowances is 2. And then it says earnings record for quarter ended. So remember, this is quarter ended. So this is, if we divide the year into 4 parts, we have 4 quarters. And so if you think about it, quarter 1 ends at the end of the 3rd month. Quarter 2 ends at the end of the 6th month. And quarter 3 ends at the end of the 3rd month. So we're in this example here in July, we're in the 3rd month. And so that would end September 30th. So we're going to say September 30th of 2018. And don't worry if it changes the format on you, but now we have the heading figured out and we can move on from there. So now on here, we got to figure out, so this is the July 15th would be the first time that Judy got paid for this record. So it's brand new, and so she got paid on 7/15. And again, we're going to copy all this information over from the last one, and it's the first 10 columns are exactly the same. So I'm going to go equal, go back to the payroll register, click on Judy, make sure you get Judy, not Mike or the totals, and I got my numbers. And all I got to do is just fill handle over, and I've got almost all the information that I need. Now, I have to have the accumulated earnings, and the accumulated earnings is how much we've paid Judy from column 3 so far. And the book tells me that so far to date, she has earned $13,520. And so what I need to do is I need to take this $13,520 plus this 1079 number. And so her accumulated earnings now is $14,599. And that's all there is to section 3.